Siyata Dishmai, we're going to continue in the gates of the Baal Shem Tov. We are in the 5th chapter, and today we're going to be finishing the 5th chapter on the importance of Ahavat Israel and not judging Jews and all these different things that we've been learning about. And then the next chapter we're going to go into is in the importance of serving Hashem b'simcha, which is obviously extremely important. Zat Hashem. Before we get started, just have to say, course starting this week on holy eating and how to elevate and engage in the mundane needs that we have in this world, eating, sleeping, and so on. Zat Hashem, we're going to get started this week. Everybody is more than welcome to join. Everybody here in person can get access to it, and everybody online, pay up. Trying to keep this place existing, trying to pay rent here, trying to make things happen in Tzfat. Zat Hashem, but everybody's is more than welcome to join the course. Zat Hashem is going to be 6 weeks. We're going to learn about eating, which represents any physical need that we have. What are the meals of Shabbat, and how do we approach the meals of Shabbat? What are the work of eating on Shabbat? And then a class dedicated to sleep. Zat Hashem. Now for the Baal Shem Tov. Ulecha Adonai chesed ki ata teshalem leish k'ma'aseu. To you, Hashem is chesed, because you will pay man according to his actions. It's from Tehillim. Akushia Yedua. There's a famous question on this. ונראה על פי מה שסיפר הבעל שם טוב הקדוש שפעם אחת היה קיטור גדול ביום הכיפורים. One time there was a big claim in Shamayim on Yom Kippur. There was a big problem against the Jews. כי השטן אמר שאינו מדבר כלל מאנשי רשע, כי אם האנשים היראים השלמים. The opposing forces wanted to come and say, I'm not even talking about the wicked people. I'm talking about people with Yirat Shamayim. I'm coming for the Yids that are holding on, that are doing the right thing. That go every single day to pray in a minyan, like we just learned about in the Beit Knesset. While they're walking to shul, they see a wagon with wood in it. ועל ידי סך קטן שמוזיל להם המוכר, הם מתאחרים ובאים לבית כנסת אחר וברכו קדושה. They got given a certain price. Just, they stopped to buy it on the way to shul. Because of the back and forth, look at the Ashkacha Pratit of how this aligns with what we were just learning about. They come late to shul because of this negotiation to buy wood from this guy on the way to shul, and they miss Barechu and Kedusha. וכל המלאכים מליצי יושר לא היה עליהם מליצה על זה. So the Satan's making this claim. The Jews, or a Jew, some Jews, walk to shul. We're not talking about Reshaim here. Kosher Chassidim walked to shul, wanted to buy wood, which you shouldn't do on your way to shul. You shouldn't buy anything. You shouldn't be busy with anything else. You should be on your way to shul. You have one goal, to step inside of the shul. But they stopped on the way for whatever reason, and they wanted to buy this wood. And because they stopped, and they're doing business, and now there's a back and forth with the price and negotiation and everything. And now they're late to shul, and they missed it. And all of the Melitzei Yosher, the good angels that come to defend us in Shamayim, they couldn't defend this yet. They couldn't find something to defend him. The Yeshiva Baal Shem Tov Melitza Yeshara, the Baal Shem Tov came with a clear case here to defend this Jew. Emet shekodim sheosim ha-mitzvah bekal le'afsid ha-mitzvah al yedei sach katan. So of course, before a mitzvah, you can lose it from a small amount of money. Meaning, this guy was about to step into shacharit and merit the whole entire world. For a small bit of money to buy some wood, he missed kedusha and baruchu. Before the mitzvah comes, for a small amount, you can lose out on it. But after the mitzvah was already done, after you already did a mitzvah, you've achieved something, you acquired something, don't sell it for anything, not even to the lowest of people, not even to the most simple person. By way of this, the judgment was ameliorated. The chesed is to you, Hashem. You will pay a person according to his actions. How precious is the mitzvah for a person after he does it and not before he does it? Meaning, now this Yid's going to come in and he's going to daven. He already missed it. he still wants to daven. He still wants to come show up. He missed it. He lost the mitzvah. He did business. And there's a kitrug. Comes the Baal Shem Tov and says, wait, but look, the Yid's in shul. He's davening with no reward. He lost a reward and he's still here saying an hour worth of words out of a prayer book. That was enough to defend this Jew and to remove the kitrug on Yom Kippur. To see the good, to judge favorably, to find the good ma'ala in the people. That's the Baal Shem Tov's main thing, is to know that everything has godliness in it. The wicked people, the good people, the holy people, the goyim, everything has a Kadosh Baruch Hu behind it. Next teaching from Rishpe Esh HaShalem on Parashat Mishpatim. Al tashet yadecha im rasha liot ed Hamas. It's a mitzvah from the Torah that you shouldn't join a wicked person to become a false testifier. Meaning, like, don't become a snitch. Don't add on to someone else's testimony to bring down another Jew. Someone else has a claim against someone else. Let them go and make their claim. What do you need to get involved? Why are you trying to be part of the testifying committee?
This is even if it's true, even if you never knew.
Right. If you're not involved, you're not involved. If they summon you to be a witness, that's something else. You volunteer to go be a witness to pull down another Jew.
Gotcha.
What are you doing, right? And especially if it's no, I think here it's not true. Or no, I know what the Baal Shem Tov uses in a different place. I don't know if he's going to do it here. He is. Let's learn from the Baal Shem Tov. Let's see what the Baal Shem Tov.
Is it the same thing as Lashon Hara?
Yes. In our days, yes. And you'll see why now. Okay, what does Baal Shem Tov say? Al tashet yadecha im rasha liot ed Hamas. Don't join a wicked person to become a testifier, making claims against a person when you're not needed. Whether to lie, true, they don't need you. Meaning, what does the Baal Shem Tov mean on this? Don't ever speak bad about any Jew. By way of that, you will become an ed Hamas. When the Rasha, who's the Rasha that you're not allowed to join? Don't join the Rasha to become a testifier, a witness. What does that mean? Who's the Rasha? The Yetzirah, the Satan. When he wants to go make a claim, don't go join him to become a part of his claims that he's making in court. ויביא אותו לעדות על דבריו ולכן גם שיצטרך לגנות איזה מידה רעה, לדבר מאיזה אדם רשע, יאמר בפירוש שאינו מדבר על עצם האדם, רק על המידה רעה. כמו שהראה למרן הבעל שם טוב הקדוש. Let's take it out of the book for a second. A Jew does a sin. You happen to see it. You see a Jew doing the wrong thing. There's a Rasha here that is going to go snitch on that Jew. Who's the Rasha? Who's the wicked being that's going to go snitch on that Jew for the mistake that he made? The Yetzirah, the Satan. He's going to go make a claim. Ploni Almoni broke Shabbat. The second you open your mouth to talk about Ploni Almoni, you just became the second witness in the case. Now there's two kosher witnesses. Before that, there was only one. The Yetzirah came and made his claim in Shemaim. He's one witness. We don't receive a dut from one witness.
Yetzirah is coming from where now?
He makes the claims in heaven, but he's one witness. And in Beit Din, you need two witnesses, two kosher witnesses that saw and warned and everything. So he comes to make a claim by himself. The second you speak about another Jew, he has a second kosher witness to bring down another Jew.
How could the Yetzirah warn?
How could he want?
Warn.
Warn?
There's no warning that happened. They didn't say, "Oh, you're on brick shop."
The truth is, if we understand who the Yetzirah is, we know that he's always there hinting to us that something's about to come up. He is. Because he's only there to test you. He's not really there. He's not the Malach HaBala. He's not coming to destroy you. He's coming to build you and bring you closer to Hashem. How does that come? Through tests. Trials, tribulations, opportunities, different things that go on in your life. He gives you the hints. Again, this is a spiritual thing, but there's most of us before we fall, right? How did Ruach Shtut get into you? There was already a downhill path that you were going on before you ended up in the sin. Right? And God forbid to allow that path to continue fall after the sin. The second you hit a sin that's essentially rock bottom, there should only be one direction after that. Up, in tshuva, coming back to source, right? Not to, God forbid, to hit a sin and then to continue to go down in depression. Side note. But one thing's for sure here. The second you open your mouth to talk about another Jew, you just became the second kosher witness. You right now became a destructive force in this world and in the heavens to destroy another Jew's parnasa, blessing, connection to Hashem, shalom bayit, all the good things that he could have going for him because you decided you want to open your mouth. Let the Satan do his job by himself. Hashem didn't bring you to this world to talk bad about other Jews and to testify against them. When it's a mitzvah, it's a mitzvah. 99% of the time in your life, it's not going to be a mitzvah, it's going to be an avirah. Let's do a few more. Inyan Ahavat Isa. Even more so. Even more so. But in Shemayim now, you're making a claim. Listen, even when we have kosher witnesses and non-kosher witnesses, there's a mitzvah that a Beit Din hears a testimony from a non-kosher witness. Not that they accept it as edut, they accept it as assisting evidence, meaning like, we hear, it's not an official on-record claim, but I hear, when do you have this, for example? A woman, is a woman allowed to testify in the Beit Din? Is she allowed to be a witness? No, she's not. Women are not allowed to be witnesses, they're not allowed to be judges. Before, do Beit Din bring women as witnesses? Yes. Does she count as a witness? No. Do they want to hear what she has to say? Yes. Same thing here. Are you official witness according to Achot of being a witness? No, you didn't warn him, you didn't this. But are you enough of a witness to make claims and to be heard by the Dayanim? Yes. And when you open your mouth against another Jew, that's heard. It's heard.
So let's say let's say a person knows someone who doesn't break Shabbos in the group, let's say, who breaks Shabbos in the group, but let's say reveal, like, I told a friend, I was with this guy Friday night. He knows he doesn't live in my neighborhood, so he knows I'm not with me. He drove. Am I even allowed to reveal that he was with me on Friday night? If you're aware of that sensitivity, no. There's also a different halachot in Lashon Hara. There's also another thing. If you know a person doesn't like another person, you're not allowed to talk to him about that person. Even if you're saying only good things. Why? He hears his name, he starts making kitrug. He starts having... So you're forbidden from mentioning that person in front of that guy. Doesn't matter if it's a tzaddik, doesn't matter if you want to give him chizuk, you want to teach him. And this is why Rab Nachman said, if you ever want to give someone chizuk from my Torah, you have full permission not to say my name. Why? Because from his brit milah there was machloket on him. From his birth he knew, Rab Nachman knew that he was hated in the world. He also knows his Torah is emet, and his Torah is truth, and his Torah can bring resurrection to the dead. So if you ever need to resurrect the dead and you want to use my Torah, don't say my name. And you see this, the Yanuka to this day, most of the time when he talks about Rab Nachman, doesn't say his name. A lot of tzadikim, you go through their Torahs, you pick up different things, and no mention of Rab Nachman. Why? It says in Chazal, if you say something and quote a person without using their name, you bring destruction to the world. And when you make a quote and you use their name, you bring peace to the world. So why are these Talmidei Chachamim not bringing peace to the world by way of quoting the tzaddik that said the Torah? Because that same tzaddik understood that the real peace might be bigger than my name. It's okay. Fix one Jew by way of a powerful Torah from the Kutei Moran and don't tell him where it came from. I give you permission. Crazy stuff. Let's keep going just to finish off this chapter. Baruch Hashem, we're making a siyum in a chapter. We have to be happy. In our generation, we can even make a siyum off a chapter. It's a big thing. Inyan Ahavat Yisrael shaya etzel Morinu Baal Shem Tov. Aya en la'alot lelo shi'ur. The amount of love the Baal Shem Tov had for every Jew, can't measure it. You could never define it, you could never measure it. The Baal Shem Tov ahav Yehudim v'aya mufla bekach. The Baal Shem Tov loved Jews, and he was a wonder when it came to this idea of Ahavat Yisrael. Ad Shnat Taktu, until the year 516, right? 5,516. קרא בעל שם טוב לתלמידיו בשם אוהבים, ידידים, חבר'ה אהובים, חבר'ה ידידים. Right? It sounds like Shlomo. Right? My loves, my beloved, my brothers, Achai, right? Baal Shem Tov, until the year 5,000, I don't know what's important about that year, but until the year, you can see this in his writings, they say. Right? From his writings, you can see until the year 5,516, the Baal Shem Tov would write to the students, my love, my beloved, רק המתנגדים העניקו להם את השם חסידים. Who made the term Chasidim? The Litvaks. Baal Shem Tov never called his students Chasidim. He called them my beloved, my dear ones, my children, my loves. Who gave the term Chasidim? The Vilna Gaon's camp. וזה לקח בערך 21 שנה. That took about 21 years for that to get stuck on. כל ישראל הם אחדות אחד, זה חומר וזה צורה. All of them Israel is completely unified. One is the material, one is the form. כמו שהחומר שהוא הגוף צריך לנשמה, כך צריך לנשמה אל הגוף. Like physicality, meaning the body, needs a neshama, so too a neshama needs a body. לקח אל תפרוש מהם, therefore don't separate yourself from them, ותתחבר עמהם, connect to them, להשגיח עליהם, to watch over them, בעין חמלה ולהחזירן למוטב, with a loving eye, compassionate eye, to bring them back to the good path. Very important thing to know. We just went through Parashat Korach not too long ago. Korach is Rashit Avot, conservative, reform, Haredi. Why? Because Korach wanted to make separations in Am Yisrael, and that's where the whole entire idea came from, right? And it always, when the Chazal refers to that disagreement, they call it Machloket Korach v'Adato. The disagreement of Korach and his congregation. Who was the other party they were disagreeing against? Moshe and Aaron. Why are their names not mentioned in the disagreement? Because it wasn't their disagreement. They loved everybody. They wanted to be connected to everybody. It was only one side that was disagreeing. So too, when the Baal Shem Tov came down into this world with a new light, there's always going to be opposition to new lights in the world. But where does the term Chassid come from? Where do you start to box these things in? Only from the opposition. Why do we call ourselves Haredim and Orthodox? Because we have to separate ourselves mentally, ideologically, from those that separated themselves from us. They wanted to reform, they wanted to conserve, whatever they want to conserve. So we have to now get a name. Not because we want the name. We just want to be Jews. We're all just Neshama. We're all just one being. But sometimes these names come into the world. Our sheifa, our aspirations, our goals should be to strip all of this nonsense. To be Israel, to be Am Yisrael. One nation, unified. If we have tribes, no problem, we'll embrace the tribes. If we're able to bring them all back. But even then, we can't forget, we're Bnei Avraham Yitzhak and Yaakov. We're Am Yisrael. We are one unit. Whenever you start to say they're like that and they're like this, and we call those people that, you're building walls that don't need to be there. What's the point? I'm an ultra-Hasidic, ultra-Orthodox Hasidic Jew. How many additions do we need to the word Jew? Can we just be Jews? Is that not enough? It's already hard enough to keep 613 things. You want to add more levels on top of that? V'zat Hashem, we'll be able to continue to learn the Baal Shem Tov and grow in the Baal Shem Tov. Make the most of it. V'zat Hashem.